So this is just a message to you, Paul. I don't know if you'll get it or not, but I'll try to leave the message. I just started recording another video, but I started going on for ages. I just want to get to the point. So you've said in this video here, right, that basically, essentially, just due to your political activity, due to your political engagement, that you've been intimidated and threatened, and things have been done to you to effectively deter you from pursuing your political goals, your political cause or end, right? Now, you might not be doing what you would think as a petition. It's not like exactly that you've got one registered with the government and that you're asking your people to sign it, your viewers, but you are part of a movement which is a political cause. And there are petitions, and the Parliamentary Papers Act protects people not just doing petitions, but just when they're actually sharing, broadcasting, reporting on political issues. It does protect them, particular parliamentary issues. Now, the thing is with Tommy Robinson, has got a political cause. I think that the thing is that if you can identify and recognise the political cause and what it is within the group, or we have got one, we are wanting the government to take a certain action and to do a certain thing, therefore it exists. Now, this is where this law comes in, because you're actually meant to be protected from being deterred, intervened or influenced in pursuing a political objective, goal or end. And it seems now that it's the police who are actually intimidating and doing that. And I don't think that they lawfully should have or could have took your gun license from you. Now, what I said in the other video is, I think there's a lot of people who've been suffering intervention and tampering. I've had my post tampered with. I've had letters tampered with. I have had things done to my bank account, but not directly, just kind of like things added onto it in costs and charges and things like that. And other weird incidents. Other campaign groups, key figures have had strange incidents happening to them, right? That's the area we're talking about. It's about, we're doing a political cause and you're pursuing it. And if people actually do things to try and obstruct you, intervene it or deter you, it's actually not just like if it's a normal crime. Okay, if someone punches you, that's actually already a crime no matter what. But okay, things that, not just a political campaign, when it's just a normal life, you've got all these, people can do offences against you, right? But this is a particular thing, contempts, and the police can do this because what are the police actually doing? Well, in your video, you've said that the police are actually resulted in putting pressure and stress on you, and actually, if it's ended up deterring you from your videos. So I just want to show you this. So this is what is being missing from all the legal cases. All of the campaign groups who have got legal cases, it's completely unaware of this. And this is the 1688 Bill of Rights, right to petition. It's just a line in law that we can't be prosecuted or put in prison, right? And no one has confidence in that. They think that the Public Order Act and all these other acts somehow override these rights, but they don't, right? Now, this is called misconduct affecting petitioners and others soliciting business before either Houses of Parliament. And the word before is in order to, so that's a process or proceedings, right? Now, Stop ULEZ were doing that because they were trying to get the ULEZ stopped. You can only get the ULEZ stopped if the government stop it, right? So you're pursuing that, whether it's through signing petitions or asking MPs to act or through raising awareness of it, canvassing, right? Now, here it says that people with parliamentary causes are protected, right? But they're protected from conduct that is calculated to deter them, right? Deter them from pursuing, right, their action with Parliament, right? Deter them from pursuing their actions with Parliament, like things that they want Parliament to do, right? And here we've also got intimidation and other things like that, right, all listed here. Now, this is exactly what the police are actually doing to people. The police are actually now, in the name of, security and surveillance or whatever, they're actually finding people who are politically active, and they're actually, that's when they're not allowed to do something. It's like, you can't say, the reason for taking, your license away from you is because you're politically engaged. That's the reason why they can't take it away from you. Because of your political opinion or cause. You're actually protected. And then, stopping you all the time and arresting you when you haven't actually broken the law. And when you're not allowed to be arrested or prosecuted, that's the thing, right? And there's an act called the Parliamentary Papers Act. So this page here is actually the key and solution to it. And when the police are given these certain powers, like the Public Order Act, it only applies to things like, Hillsborough sporting events, music festivals, random riots, things like that. It doesn't actually apply to lawful political actions, which are actually completely protected and under the Public Order Act. And the police are really under the misconception now. What they're doing is this kind of terrorism umbrella, right? The terrorism umbrella is not political, because when you are following a lawful political avenue, which is lawfully using the media, right, to do things, that is protected. And the police now, actually, they're seeing that a political opposition is, that they're trying to make out that it's every political opposition is a threat to somehow the public. Well, the only threat is that we'll get the laws changed in our favour, right? And if the government are not responding to petitions and they're not doing as the voters want, look at this 3 million signature petition, for example, Michael Westwood. You have to come together in larger groups and bodies, because, what you've done so far hasn't worked, right? And the police are trying to make out that that's terrorism somehow. And just because, they're not allowed to use that as a reason to take other actions against you, like, penalise you or do other things in your life, which is what happened to Russell Brand. This is with Lucy Fraser, MP. That is totally illegal, because, in the committee meetings, when they have a debate, they're not allowed to touch on legal cases without permission from the Speaker. What Lucy Fraser did to Russell Brand actually affected his ability to pay for his court cases and counsel, really. It affected his money and income, right? So it's this page here actually is the law that if you're pursuing wanting Parliament to take action, and that's what you're talking about, that's what your videos are about, and so forth, and you're trying to spread awareness and get support, that's fully protected. And what the police are actually doing is unlawfully deterring you from doing that. And they're trying to make out, oh yeah, we're just trying to keep it safe, so, but there's been no indication that, there is any unlawful way or method of what you've been going by, because what you're going by is talking about issues, speaking about them, and discussing them and debating them, and trying to get people to take action to Parliament through the legitimate processes, whether it's signing petitions, contacting MPs, debating, or coming together in assemblies to show the public support for it. And what the police are actually doing now is they are a political party. They're a political body, and it's fully funded and equipped by the public, and they're actually using public money and equipment actually against the public. When the public are trying to get a certain political thing done, the police are opposing it, right? And they're trying to make out it's for safety, but it isn't. There is no safety threat. So I actually think that the police have overstepped the mark, and if it's putting you off doing the videos, then that's what this is meant to prevent. This is here to prevent you being deterred, intimidated, or scared from doing those political videos and statements. And for your license, you haven't actually done anything wrong. They're not allowed. They're actually not allowed to use any political material, statements, debates, or opinions, or meetings to order to do anything to you, including taking that license away. And for that, the Met Police have definitely become it's a political party which has the advantage of also. Can you imagine if the Conservative Party were the police and the Labour Party weren't? But they were going into Parliament and they could just arrest all the opposite party when they fancied it and actually take their channels down, stop them from speaking and stop them from going places. Then there wouldn't be an opposition party, right? And that's actually what the police have become now. The police have become an actual political party, which you join it by joining the police, and they've got it's a rank and file military, and I think that they're in severe contempt of the law, and the MPs aren't even. They're also even intimidating MPs, and coming up with criminal charges against MPs like Dan Norris and so forth. And they're not granting them their privileges either. They're not supposed to be prosecuted during Parliament session times. It's supposed to be postponed till after because those people elected that person to represent them. And what it's doing is actually badgering MPs. Now, it doesn't matter whether they're innocent or guilty. That can be... They're going to be prosecuted if they've done a crime, but it's simply postponed, And it's not being postponed, and they can't fulfil the function that they're elected to do. So they're getting, it's supposed to protect them from being intimidated or badgered, potentially by the police. And remember, you used to be able to arrest them from civil process as well. Dan Norris definitely is getting intimidated. Mike Amesbury, it doesn't matter whether Mike Amesbury did something wrong or not. That's to be decided after he's done his job that he was elected for, and the people have got the right to have someone that they chose to represent them. And then after the sessions, he can be prosecuted. And then if the people want to remove him, they can do through an election petition. But if they vote not to remove him, then he can't stay in prison, and he actually carries on in Parliament, released, right? That's how it's meant to be.